Well, I fall and I fall. Every light I need upon me, place it all. Everything is simple too, simple for me. What I need, and some things matter, and some things they feel. Set it for to kill for. I set it for to kill for you. Butterfly, simple change for me too. In your life you free it all. Butterfly, simple change for me too. Anything you're free from. Butterfly, simple change for me too. Softer than softer. Anything, my butterfly. Softer than anything, my butterfly. Softer than anything, my butterfly. Softer than all I. Every life that's taken, what for? Every life is taken, what for? You like to, you love to feel it all, what I've dropped to, and I never see what I want. Never see what I need to kill for. Butterfly, simple change for me too. In your life you feel it all. Butterfly, simple change for me too. Everything you're free from. Butterfly, simple change for me too. Softer than anything, my butterfly. Softer than anything, my butterfly. Softer than anything, my butterfly. Softer than all I. Welcome to another despicable, detestable, socially awkward and unacceptable episode of the apocalypse. And now, since the end is nigh, I offer you a choice. In fact, the man offered you the choice 10 years ago. Option 1, God, righteousness, goodness, decency, morality, the law. Option 2, the imp, his minions, the Antichrist, the apocalypse, Armageddon. Choose now. Congratulations, America, you have chosen the apocalypse. And since you have unwisely chosen the apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your humble guide, Nicholas. So good to see you again. I don't know even where to start, son. So many abominations took place today. Yet another way I know personally that this is the apocalypse, that this is supernatural. No one commits that many evil acts per day, lest he be the Antichrist. It is not normal, son. I'm very sorry. You chose the apocalypse. I did not. I am simply here to guide you until we return to the lake. Let me begin. Nancy Mace, I don't talk about her often. She's an abject sociopath. She's disgusting in every fucking way. She makes up incident after incident. Remember, she was clutching pearls as she was preaching evil on television. I can't even remember what the evil was, but it was bad. I don't care about the details of this incident. I just want to give you the interaction. And you judge, just from this one interaction, if this raging cunt, who literally invents drama straight out her culo, if she's telling the truth or not. I got all the information I needed about her and her entire life out of these 4 sentences. Collins, the reporter, and here's what it looked like. You just said you backed the blue. The police quote you in this report as calling them fucking idiots and fucking incompetent and telling a TSA supervisor, I'm sick of your shit. Mace, you're quoting a document that was in part falsified. Bad first answer. Tells me all I need to know. Especially when anyone in the right says it's fake, falsified, blah, blah, fucking blah. Collins, did you say those things? Mace, no. Collins, so you're saying the police officers are lying. This isn't a police report, son. Not that all police reports are honest. But I have a feeling the one about this cunt was. Again, so you're saying the cops are lying, Miss Back the Blue, pearl-clutching, Republican, fake-ass drama queen. No, I am saying that is in part false. That is a falsified document. What does that mean? Why does she keep repeating that phrase? Vagary. Bullshit. Yeah, the incident went down how the police report said. I can tell by what she's saying. This is evasive. This is vagary. Falsified. You mean like fake news? Is that what you're trying to say? Well, that tells me all I need to know when the Reich says that. And I know Nancy Mace, I've been keeping an eye on her performance that she's putting on for all of us. And that's all it is, son. Another cunt that believes in nothing. But she knows you idiots out there love that culture war shit. You know, like Nancy Mace will say, I was in an airport and a transgender person came up and told me to fuck off, and then they pulled a gun on me. I'm not kidding, son. That's the type of lies these cunts make up, including Donnie in the cunt list. So, by just this interaction here, that first answer, you're quoting a document that was in part falsified. Well, what part? Who falsified it? Can you be more specific? Oh, it's just going to be vagaries and bullshit again? Okay, then you did it. That's my judgment of you. I don't care what you say after that. Worthless. Waste of my time. She did it. I know that personally. Wasn't falsified. I can tell by the fact she's saying it's falsified over and over again. Okay, let's get specific on that, honey. Oh, you don't want to do that. You only rehearse the vagaries, not the rest of it. I know. 1984, the land of the free, home of dystopia. We are a fucking joke now. We're a joke Fourth Reich dictatorship. You understand that, right? U.S. plans to scrutinize foreign tourist social media history. This isn't old. Excuse me, this isn't new. This has been discussed and implemented for a while now. Even visitors from countries like Britain and France. You mean white visitors? Is that what we're trying to say? Not hated ethnic minorities. Even the white tourists from Europe, whose citizens don't need visas, would have to share 5 years worth of social media. Why? We don't need to read the article. I already know why. I've gotten the information, and I knew before the information came out. Donnie is a snowflake with a God complex. He cannot tolerate people talking negatively about him, even though he's the goddamn Antichrist. And he's the most abominable thing ever fucking born. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got the title, son. The blessing. No way. Not a chance. The devil would only pick the most vile, and my God, is he the most vile. Your world, not just America, is being transformed into, you can't insult Donnie, and we need to get rid of all dark-skinned ethnic minorities out of Europe and America. And you know what that means, son, right? That means extermination, not just deportation. That's what Hitler did, right? Hitler did this too. You can't have free press in a Reich, son. You can't have freedom of movement. Anyone who talks negative about their leader is now an enemy of the state. And it's goddamn obvious they've been pushing us closer and closer to it, little bites at a time. Five years of social media history. There's a lot more details of what kind of information they want from tourists that don't even need a visa. You understand as well what the birthright citizenship fight is. That's inching closer to, it doesn't matter if you're a U.S. citizen, we'll deport you to Rwanda anyway. I promise you, son. Have you been paying the fuck attention? Someone came up with a great idea. All MAGA people, all pro-Trump people, they should have to do the same thing when they go to Europe or anywhere. 5 years social media history. Did you say anything about the leader of Britain or France or blah, blah? Okay, fuck you, back off to America. That's what dear leader's doing to people. Tourism has already been fucking decimated. Do you understand that? With the little Nazi mass Gestapo show and the harassment of every kind of foreign visitor, refugee, protected status, green card holder. This will kill it further. Why are they trying to isolate us? They've pretty much said straightforwardly they don't want anyone coming into this country lest they be white South African. Now they talk in Nordic, because that's also code for white. They've said this out loud. Donnie has said this. I want people from Norway. Can I get a few? I only want people from South Africa coming in, and you know what kind of people. 5 years social media history. If you say one negative thing about the Reich or dear leader, you can't come in. And there are cunt human beings called TSA agents performing this who are down with the Reich. And they've been performing it for a while now. I heard about this months ago. This is straight up 1984 dystopia shit. And again, you're not watching the normal political pundit you've been watching for 30 years saying this is dystopia. Oh no, son, you're really in it this time. It's all real now. Fuck everybody else you listen to. I don't watch nobody. I know more than them all. What are they going to tell me? It doesn't make life very fun being at that point either. I used to love listening to commentary for hours and hours on many different things. Now no one knows what I know. Very few people. So they can talk this angle, that angle, whatever all day. They still don't have the whole picture. They leave in the big part out because they don't understand it or they don't want to be part of it, because what Christianity and Christ and all that have been turned into by you cunts. And you know who I'm talking to. They despise it, thanks to you. But I was never afraid to bring that aspect into my analyzation of everything. I didn't know it was real yet. I've been waiting my whole life. Well, not my whole life. Maybe late 20s, 30s when I found God, I guess you could say. Been waiting for decades. For proof. I know it hasn't been proven to you yet. You don't know what to look for. That's why I'm here. It's been proven to me. And the day it was proven to me for certain. Assassination attempt day. I knew exactly what I was looking at. I was horrified. And the devil was all over that son. The scripture right in my head as I'm seeing it unfold. Like, immediate. How many humans would have even looked at that moment that way? Through that lens? Not many. Most Christians are down with this. Not all. That was the proving moment for certain, for real, for me. The next moment that will really prove it for me, 2 witnesses supposed to come. They're going to be hated because they're going to rain plagues and stuff upon the earth. They're not bad guys. You are. And you know who I'm talking to. They will be killed by the Antichrist at some point. No one can touch them for their appointed time, just short of the Antichrist's appointed time. 3.5, 7 years, whatever the fuck it is. 1,200 some days. The 2 witnesses get a little less because they get killed. They're supposed to be resurrected. I forget in how many days, 3 days, something. When I see that, if I'm still alive, which I probably won't be, that's indisputable proof. If that happens. And I assume it will. 2 people dead for days, the whole world sees them, their bodies left laying on the ground, killed by the Antichrist. Probably by a drone or something. And they resurrect, son. They come back to life. That should be proof for all of you, if you all live that long. That will be, I'm already convinced personally, but by Assassination Day, but if I see that, that's in granite. That's tangible in granite, cannot be denied. Again, 5 years worth of social media, and I have the details later in another post of some of the things they're looking for from you. My advice is the same advice I gave you back in, I don't know, February, March. You people that are not from this country, planning on taking a trip or for business, pleasure, whatever here, don't do it. Trust me, please. For your own sake. You don't want to, hand up your asshole at the airport because some cunt TSA is trying to please Donald Trump. You don't want to go through that. You don't want to go through possibly getting grabbed by ICE because you ain't from this country. And they just looking for a fucking warm body to grab so they get $1,000. That's all you is to them. Do you understand that? That's what this country is now, son. Don't come here. I implore you. For your own good. It doesn't matter to me if you get thrown in the gulag. You know what I mean? I don't even know you exist. I'm telling you for your own good, son. And I looked again at the information they're looking for from you people. Background on your family, phone numbers, all kind of stuff. You don't want no part of that. They will know your entire life story and your entire extended family's life story. Just so you can get in the country for a little fucking shitty trip here or something. You insane if you're thinking about it. Foreigners, again, don't come here. Don't come here for a visit. I wish I could say it's safe for you. It's not safe. Also, the Wild West, again, you people that don't live here, you should know any day of the week, any one of us, it doesn't matter how rich, poor, whatever we are, wherever we go, it can turn into Wild West in 5 seconds. Thanks to the rubery, right-wing talking points, gun lobby, and idiots. Don't come here. It ain't worth it, son. There ain't nothing here. Don't worry. There's nothing. There wasn't really ever much here, honestly. Except greed. That's it. Don't come here. Just for this. They want to know your whole life story, son. And there's a reason they want all that information. It ain't just to feel good about you and let you in the country. Have you noticed they're collecting information? Have you noticed they're building things called data centers? Whose data is going to fill that? Yours, dumbass. So why do they want, your whole life story, 9 generations back in your family, all their phone numbers and addresses, data centers, dumbass? The more info they have on everyone, the more effective this whole AI police world state we're about to be in will be. Information is gold now. So it's also an information collection effort on you. They've already got all ours. Doge gave the Russians the info, the passwords. Leon's got it. Thales got it. Very nefarious entities have all of our information thanks to stupid hillbillies, rubes, idiots, greedy people, racists. They might as well have handed Leon their social security card and their birth certificate. And the keys to their house. That's how goddamn fucking stupid they are. So information is the new gold. Again, why do you think the data centers are being built and are built? Why do you think it's all, all the fights in court are over information about us? You're foreign. They can't get your info till your dumbass comes here for a visit and they question you for 4 hours and they make you answer all the questions about your family, phone numbers, etc. We'll get to it. Then they got you. They got it all. Just so you could have a 3-day visit here and tell your friends back home you came to shitty America. Don't do it, son. Trust me. Pentagon lawyers asked the State Department if the U.S. could send survivors of Trump's boat strikes to a notorious prison in El Salvador. They were going to send survivors of the boat strike to goddamn CCOT, son. Can you believe it? Those people weren't in America to be deported by the Reich. Since you cruel cunts think it's so wonderful. When you're nothing but white invaders that came here from Europe and slaughtered the Native Americans. Ain't a one of you legal, son. Only legal Americans are Native Americans. Too bad most of them are dead, huh? They wanted to send those 2 people they sent to wherever. They wanted to send them to a death camp in CCOT in El Salvador, paid for with your fucking tax dollars. That's after they murdered all the other people on the boat. Then the Pentagon pushed to have survivors sent anywhere but the U.S. to prevent U.S. court cases that would require evidence. What have I been saying to you people? Have you seen 1 kilo of cocaine? That means there ain't no kilos of cocaine, son. How do I know that? They'd rather send people anywhere than have a court case and have to prove their case. Again, I'm proven right again. I've been saying this the whole time. These ain't drug traffickers. Where's the kilos, baby? Why didn't you want to bring those 2 people to the States? Why don't you want to prove any of your cases in court? Why don't you show us any fucking evidence whatsoever? Why are you still hiding the fucking tape where you murdered the 2 people, Pete? It's turned into the Epstein files. The very thing you cunts promised to give the rubes before the election. Unfucking believable. I couldn't believe this when I read it. And then I thought of me saying on camera every day, yeah, I haven't seen no cocaine. Where's it at, son? Any evidence that these people are, involved in drugs? Even if they are, you have no right to mass murder them. You're still going straight in the lake for that, son. Again, God could fucking care less what man calls legal. Again, we're fucking ants. We're nothing. First, they wanted to send them to a death camp so they could never speak to anyone. Then they said, okay, we got to drop them off somewhere. I guess the death camp didn't want to take them. They probably wanted another couple million or something. So they don't have to go into court and provide any evidence. That tells me all I fucking need to know, son. They ain't got no goddamn evidence, that's why. Just like I've been saying every fucking day. This is the lawyer commenting on this story. And if you don't know who the lawyer is, ask somebody. As a lawyer, I have nothing but contempt for any lawyer actively seeking to have evidence hidden by sending witnesses to a place where they'd be thrown into a black hole and tortured and never see the light of day again. They should resign. Well, these are people that have no shame. Again, son, do you people realize the level of evil you're involved with? I guess you don't. Because you're still saying Joe Biden. You're still saying Obama. You still want to win a debate, an argument. Ain't gonna help you at the lake, son. Because anybody with the name Joe Biden on their lips, Obama, wanting to win in a debate, want to win an argument, that's your main goal in life. I just need my team to win. I just want to be right. I just want to be seen as on the right side of it. You're going to take the mark and you're going to the lake. That's what it tells me. You should have stopped that a long time ago. And you saw a traitor stage a coup and you said, yeah, I like that. I want him back in office. You're so on the wrong path, son. And I know you don't agree. But I'm 90 times smarter than you. So it doesn't matter if you agree. It matters if you have your name on this shit. On the Antichrist. On mass murder. But you say you're pro-life. That never meant anything either. Sending witnesses to a place where they would be thrown into a black hole and tortured and never see the light of day. That was option 1 for Hegseth and Donnie and the boys. We need to get rid of these bodies. Can't have them talking. Send them to CCOT. CCOT don't want them. They want money. We don't want to pay. Just send them back to their country, I guess. Or maybe they never made it back, son. I have a feeling that whole story's bullshit, too. They're probably at the bottom of the ocean somewhere. I mean, hell, they were going to send him to a death camp. Why wouldn't they kill him? Already mass murdered 90 other people. They joke about it. Let's continue. I got a lot here, and I'm taking too much time again. U.S. plans to start checking all tourist social media. I talked about that first. Homeland Security Committee is saying U.S. citizens are next and Republicans will let it happen. Well, they are letting it happen. How many U.S. citizens have already been detained, pepper spray, bitten by dogs, detained for days? Because the point was always to get to you. It was never about illegals, son. It was about you. I've been saying that for a long time. U.S. citizens are next. People in government are saying that. And Republicans will let it happen, and the Supreme Court will let it happen, and the military will let it happen. Donnie's pulling us all to the point, and I've been saying this again for a long time, where he can just deport you anywhere you want. Ilhan Omar is a U.S. citizen. He says we should deport her. She's an illegal alien because Donnie says she is. He's already shown you. And I know you don't like Ilhan Omar, so it's okay to throw her back wherever, Somalia, wherever she came from, right? No, it isn't. U.S. citizens are next. If you say something negative about your leader, we're going to look at your social media, all that. Something going to happen to you. Just like the tourists. Don't come here again. I'm telling you this for your own good. If you're a foreigner, don't come here. It's going to get 1,000 times darker as well. Even before Donnie shitbags, any foreign tourist, you understand, you ran the risk. This is the Wild West. Any day at the mall, the movie theater, the nightclub, the church, the preschool, the school, any day, anywhere you are, could turn into a mass murder scene. You understand that? That's America. It's always been, son. Especially in its dying years. I would say 1980 till now. 1970, really. Things Reagan did, Nixon did, we'll never recover from. And the gun thing has really been pushed in the modern era by propaganda that stupid hillbillies and rubes heard from Russia, from our enemies, from the RNC, from the gun lobby, all of it. I don't even want to know how many mass shootings we've had this year so far. So again, you foreigners, anywhere you are, there's been shootings at every location you can think of, in every state. Any day of the week, in this country. Be you American, foreign, whatever, on a visit, anywhere you go, you may end up at the end of an, what are they called? The favorite gun of the mass murderer, the AR-15, with a 99 round clip. Because hillbilly, rube, mass murdering companies that want to sell guns, politicians that took money from them. So even before this apocalypse era, even before we had the modern Adolf Hitler, and that's not the slightest exaggeration, son, don't worry. He'll fulfill it all. He's already fulfilled so much. You were risking your life big time just coming here for a visit. Now you got to worry about the Wild West. You got to worry about the TSA agent that wants to impress the Reich and be as cruel as possible. You got to survive that. When you're out in the street, maybe 4-foot Bovino comes along with the boys in masks. And they say, hey, are you American? And you say, no. Yep, right in the van. I'm a tourist. Visa. Oh, that's a lie. In the van. You think I'm kidding, son? I ain't fucking kidding. You got a lot of hurdles, obstacles, dragons hiding behind mountains that you have to negotiate if you dare come here. Don't do it. Don't do it, son. U.S. citizens are next. Indeed. U.S. threatens new international criminal court sanctions unless the court pledges not to prosecute Trump, because Donnie said on my orders, on that war crime or whatever you want to call it, even though we're not at war, so it's just mass murder. Donnie's worried about The Hague. He's already telling them, making calls, if you dare try and prosecute me, sanctions, all kind of stuff. I wonder why Donnie would do that. Oh, because he's a mass murderer and he knows it, and so do you, and so do I. Pretty strong sign Trump knows he's guilty of war crimes. Yeah. Giving the game away, son. The crazy guy in sunglasses has been calling him a mass murderer since about 80 bodies in. Let me read this one more time. If Donnie's not a mass murderer. U.S. threatens new international criminal court sanctions unless the court pledges not to prosecute Trump. Pretty strong sign Trump knows he's guilty of war crimes. That's from Reuters. Unbelievable. Randy Fine, I don't know him that well, but boy, he straight up Nazi rhetoric. This is the modern version of 1939 Nazism. They say it just slightly differently. Rep. Randy Fine defends Trump's gutter racist rants about Somalis. Not all cultures are equal. The president speaks in language that Americans understand. That is pure Nazi rhetoric. White supremacist rhetoric. Not all cultures are equal. Look, you cannot like a culture. That doesn't give you the right to say not all cultures are equal. We're allowed to persecute you. That's where you're crossing a line. These people doing it all day long, baby. And it's going to go to ovens, gas chambers, execution, extermination. This is a Reich. These are Nazis. Randy Fine just said not all cultures are equal. I'm noticing a lot of you guys in the MAGA thing. Leon, a lot of you getting really loose with the lips lately on the racist shit, on the Nazi shit. You getting more comfortable. The facade drops further. That's why Randy is comfortable enough saying this. Not all cultures are equal. You can think that. You cannot like a culture. You cannot say it out loud in front of people. That's where the line gets crossed. The persecution, that's where the line gets crossed. Saying one culture is inferior, that's where the line gets crossed. That's where you become a Nazi. Pure, straight up Nazi rhetoric. I know it from a million miles away. Holy shit, I can't believe he said that. Okay, Donnie just matter of fact, and this is how a little child does things instead of, it being announced properly. Because Donnie knows he's committing a crime. He is stealing. He is seizing. Stealing resources. I've been saying this for years, especially right before January. Right before November. And especially after, once he got in, Adolf Hitler looked at the entire world and especially Europe. What can I steal today to add to the Reich? Started with the Jews and people he locked up. In Germany, he took their property, whatever gold, whatever money they had. Then he expanded outward. Took what his neighbors had. That's Nazism. That's what you're seeing before your eyes. Again, I was saying this shit back in January. He will steal other countries' resources. These are Nazis. Now we're here, under a year in. This is Donnie. Oh my God, he looks fucking terrible. It's that spirit inside him. That's what it did to Hitler too. It exacerbated the physicality, the problems with the physicality. I'm not kidding. You can't house a spirit of that magnitude and it not have an effect on you physically. This is the Antichrist. You don't think he's possessed by something? You don't think he's taking his orders from something? Like an imp, perhaps? It's been an interesting day from the standpoint of news. As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, largest one ever seized, actually, and other things are happening. So since it's the largest, you're allowed to be a pirate now. Interesting. First of all, let me say again, he brings it up like a little child because he knows it's illegal. And he brings it up so matter of fact because he knows it's illegal. He knows he's a goddamn criminal. That's why he brings it up like this. He thinks that makes it okay. That makes it smooth or something. Oh, no, son. Just made me say, bingo. I've been talking about this for a long time. Here we go. The next thing, hey, we can blow up all these other boats. We can't stop them. We can't arrest them. We can't board them. We can't seize the drugs. None of it. But the oil tanker, we seize. We don't blow it up. Huh. Why can't the other boats be seized? Why does everyone have to be murdered? Why does the boat have to be blown up? But the tanker does. Oh, because all of this was about Venezuela's oil from second one. And it was also to let the cartels know, you want to do business, tribute, or I take it all. They just gave the whole game away. They've blown up every other boat. Then they come across an oil tank. Oh, I think we'll not blow that one up and we'll keep it. So, Rubes, and everyone else, what has this been about the entire time? Well, exactly what I said it was about, Venezuela's oil from second one. Let's read this one more time because this is the beginning of World War III. I hope you're ready. Oh, and what's going to happen as a result of this? If you think Donnie and Hegseth, they're just going to get away with all this and there will be no repercussions for us and the United States, you're wrong. What we will see is sabotage, terrorism, not from jihadis, from people from South America. Because Donnie's starting a war here. You think that war ain't going to come to our doorstep? Oh, it will, son. It's been an interesting day from the standpoint of news. As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, largest one seized, actually. Oh, you mean stolen, Donnie. The word isn't seized, it's stolen. You know, like Hitler stole from his neighbor. Same fucking thing. Except Donnie has a military, again, which I warned the whole world about before he got elected. Please don't do it. He'll have the biggest hammer ever on this planet since the first day. Has never been anything remotely as powerful as the U.S. military and well-funded. And again, with modern technology, we can go anywhere in hours. We have, jets that can go over 1,000 miles an hour. We have planes that can go up into, fucking subspace orbit. We have missiles that go into space and come back down. Donnie has the hammer that can reach anywhere and anyone. The last person on Earth that should have gotten the keys to that. The Antichrist. You fucking idiots that voted for this. World War III, the apocalypse, Armageddon. That's what you've done. Seized an entire oil tanker, the largest one ever, Donnie says. That makes it okay. And other things are happening, just like a child. Fucking disgusting. These are some of the comments, because I couldn't believe when I saw that. I was busy today. I would go to Twitter, and I just saw abomination after abomination. I said, wow, we went from mass murder to Donnie being a Somali pirate now. Because remember when all you cunts were bitching about Somali pirates attacking boats and shit, trying to steal oil boats and all that kind of stuff? They made a movie about it with Tom Hanks. I didn't watch it. I don't like those kind of movies. They're always stupid. I like Tom Hanks, though. That submarine movie that Tom Hanks did, I think, for Amazon, that's a brilliant fucking piece of work. If you want to see what it was really like out on the open sea, real sub to naval warfare, real goading, the submarines would goad the Navy. They would radio them and talk shit because they knew they didn't know exactly where they were. This was life and death shit, man. And we did not have a super technological edge against Germany. It was pretty even, and Hitler had some things that we didn't even have. This was serious. This was for the world, son. This was good versus evil. World War II. Tom Hanks was brilliant in that movie. And the whole premise of the movie, how it was done, it was very realistic. It wasn't real glorified Navy ship to sub warfare. It was realistic. And Hanks, if he showed you nothing else through that movie, which had you kind of on the edge of your seat, kind of tense, he showed you what it was like to be a captain of a real Navy warship in a real righteous fucking war. To where you just got to stay awake and command as long as it takes. If it takes 3 days, son. Because if you don't, those Germans are going to kill your ass. You better outthink them. You better outmaneuver them. You better kill them first. That's what he showed you in that movie. He showed you what it would really be like to be a boat captain in those kind of circumstances. And it was dire. I loved it. It was brilliant. And not just Tom Hanks, but Tom Hanks carried the movie. A lot of other things too, but he's Tom Hanks. I mean, come on, how many great performances has he given? Where you believe it, man. Brilliant fucking movie. Anyway, back to the fucking apocalypse. Donnie said he seized an oil tanker. My first thought was Somali pirates. You people bitched about them. Now you're the Somali pirates, and your Antichrist is the top level pirate on the planet now. Literally. What right do we have to seize a Venezuelan oil tanker or whatever? Other than the Reich just wanting it. And again, if you like that idea, think about someone coming to your property and taking almost everything you own or everything. Why? Because they want it, son. That's what your Antichrist, the imp, are doing to Venezuela right now. On top of the mass murder. So these people, what the fuck is he talking about? So the U.S. is stealing oil tankers off the coast of Venezuela like a bunch of fucking pirates now? Yeah, that's what we are now. So an unprovoked act of aggression that could lead to war. Yeah, it'll lead to war. You steal a whole nation's oil, man. You think there's going to be no repercussions for that? You fuck with all the cartels? You think there's going to be no repercussions? Get ready, son. Can we at least wait till after the new year to start a war for oil? I'd like to get through Christmas first. In fucking deed, Satan. And your cunt Antichrist. Trump turning to piracy? What is the legal basis for seizing other sovereign property on the high seas? Indeed, and the mass murder as well, that they won't let you see the tape of, by the way. Again, do you understand the level of evil you're in league with? You might as well have been in league with Hitler in 1939 as he blitzkrieged Europe. And again, if you think that's great, well, think of someone coming to your property and taking it all just because they want it, no other reason. That's you, son. That's what you're cheering on. And again, Venezuela don't got much, son, but they do have oil. Donnie, and you people are going to steal that now. The man will hold you responsible. It will not go well for you. One of the major reasons your country's over, right here. Kyle Rittenhouse and his new bride, at least that's what I hear, posing with their guns on their wedding day, it looks like. The culture thing, the guns in the Christmas photos, wedding photos, family photos, etc. And I'm not talking about a hunting trip. You know what I'm talking about, son. The gun manufacturers, the politicians that profit off of it, that's all this is for. Because the more famous people like Rittenhouse know you're all idiots. That's why they pose with their family with the guns, so you buy more guns, so they make you believe it's part of the culture. It's part of the right-wing thing. It's part of the Christian conservative family values, blah, blah, fucking blah. Did Jesus have a gun, asshole? No, he did not. So your gun is not godly. It is not Christ-like. It has nothing to do with God whatsoever. It's just what you like, son. Let's be honest. You people posing for your wedding photos, etc., Christmas with your children with guns. That's why your country's over, son! Reason number 1,000,005. Rubes. People without etiquette. The more famous people, they're just leading you like sheep with these pictures. But you lower level peasant type people that are doing this, let me explain something to you, okay? Guns don't belong in a wedding photo. Guns don't belong in a Christmas photo. If you think they do, that's why your country's over, son. One of many reasons. All I see is the devil when I see a wedding photo with guns. All I see is the devil when I see a Christmas photo or family photo with guns. And again, I ain't talking about on a hunting trip. And son, I'm a lot smarter than you. Guns have no place in those photos. It's stupid culture war molding bullshit that they got you idiots performing. They know it works on you. It helps out the gun manufacturers. It helps out the politicians in the right-wing machine that take money from the gun manufacturers, you fucking idiots. And you are not pleasing God when you pose your little children and your wife with a gun in their hand. On a wedding day, on Christmas, whatever. You people are so lost, my God. Because this is what matters to you. Not policy, not real-world solutions. Do you like guns? Or doesn't you? The tattoos are really classy, too. They're both just such lucky young people to have found each other in dying America. Back to Donnie. My God, the abominations with this motherfucker today. Again, take a look at the monster. The actual beast. The man calls him a beast, son. Wasn't me. Are you concerned that if the proposal to review 5 years of social media to get a tourist visa is implemented, that there will be a decline in tourism? There already is. No, we're doing so well. We want to make sure we're not letting the wrong people into our country. And by the wrong people, the Reich and Donnie mean anyone who critiques the Reich or dear leader, who critiques fascism, who critiques America, who critiques Israel, any of those things, you are the wrong people. Can you share more information about the Venezuelan oil tanker? Well, I'll let other people do it. Again, he's being a child. He matter-of-factly just said, I stole the largest oil tanker anyone's ever stolen after mass murdering 90 people. Then when the press asked him, well, I'll let other people talk about it, because I know it's a war crime. I know I'm a pirate now. I know I'm a thief. I know I'm a mass murderer. That's why I'm threatening The Hague. That's why I don't want to talk about the matter-of-factly way I mentioned an oil tanker the Reich has just stolen. Trump moments ago, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, largest one ever seized, actually, and other things are happening. Donald Trump announces he has intercepted a tanker off the coast of Venezuela that contained illegal Iranian oil. So that's the justification, right, Rubes? They've given you the talking point. How many jerk-offs am I going to have to see? Write that now. Or say it. It was illegal Iranian oil. Yeah, sure, son. Sure. I'm getting that WMDs kind of feeling again. Remember they said Saddam had WMDs and that's why we all went in and that's why Colin Powell sacrificed his credibility and all that. I'm getting that kind of feeling with the illegal Iranian oil. I didn't want to steal Venezuela's oil. It was illegal Iranian oil. Sure, cunt. Spare me. I was saying when this whole Venezuela thing got started months ago, he just wants to steal Venezuela's oil. What a coincidence. The very country he keeps mentioning and killing people around has the largest oil reserves in the world. Interesting, right? It's just a coincidence, right? Right, disingenuous cunts? I'm sure it is. So piracy is his foreign policy? Oh, I forgot this part. And says the U.S. will keep the oil. Damn right we will. Not we, he will. That was the plan before they seized it. That's why they seized it. And didn't blow it up like the other boats. My God. He just admits his crimes. Live on camera. Says them out loud. No one does a goddamn thing. Tisk, tisk, tisk. That's why your country's over. Are you worried at all about the Democrats winning yesterday in Miami and Georgia? Yes, 2 Democrats won 2 elections that they had no business winning. That's the Donnie shitbags effect. That's why they're going to have to go full Reich, because they're going to lose every election. I don't worry about it for whatever reason. When you win the presidency, you seem to lose the midterms. Even if you win the presidency by a lot and you do a great job as president, it doesn't make sense. Usually I can figure things out, but I don't know why. But other than that, we should win. The economy is roaring. Trump on the president of Colombia. Can you believe it, son? He just got done with 90 bodies of mass murder, stealing an oil tanker, piracy. He about to invade Venezuela and take the rest. He says we're going to take it on land. What do you think that means? He already took a tanker, so no stopping him. The president of Colombia, son. You ready? He better wise up or he'll be next. He's going to be next because we don't like when they kill people and they sell drugs. Donnie kills people and Donnie takes drugs all the time. His whole life. They sell them in the U.S. and Colombia is a major manufacturer of drugs, and Donnie was a major customer for many, many decades. No, he doesn't like that the leader of Colombia is talking shit and straight up saying what I'm saying, that Donnie just wants their oil and he's killing people down there, killing fishermen, all kinds of people. He's already mass murdered 90 people, stolen an oil tanker, told the leader of Venezuela basically that we're going to take you out. No, I don't want a piece of your oil industry. I want it all. Because the guy offered. Maduro offered. Everyone knows they're about to invade and take him out. And before that even happens, he's threatening the same thing to the leader of Colombia. He'll be next. I told you this motherfucker had people whacked, right? I told you he was a fucking murderer. Now he's a mass murderer. He's also a pirate now. And that's not funny. He doing that with your tax money, son. Don't ever forget that. Astounding. So before I get a strike for my title that I picked, the President of the United States said that. That's a direct quote. Are you saying the President, the Fuhrer, is wrong? I hope not. You may have to give Donnie another, I don't know, $300-400 million in a settlement or something, Google. You might want to be careful. Holy fuck. The Donnie Gold card, they talked about a major grift today. Trump says his gold card would help companies retain workers from China, India, and France. It sounds to me from what Donnie said that he's monetized hiring foreign workers. If you, the company, pay Donnie, you get to have foreign workers. And we won't raid you. Like we raided that Hyundai plant. Remember that? That's because they didn't pay. And a lot of those had legit visas to be here and work at that plant. They sent them back anyway. Or they detained them anyway. They were highly pissed off. That's what Donnie's doing now. I don't care what the details about the card say. I can tell by the way Donnie's describing it. That's what he's doing. He's charging. You want HB or H-1B visa workers? You want foreign workers? You got to pay me. Otherwise, we raid you. And we don't care if they're here legally. They're on a work visa. We'll deport them anyway. They've already done it. They have to go back to wherever they came from. Very hard to stay. It's a shame. We're taking care of that. The companies are going to be very happy. Apple is going to be happy. Nobody talked to me more about it than Tim Cook. He's going to make companies pay him to have a whole crew of foreign workers. That's what Donnie's doing here. That's why he worded it this way. That's why he mentioned Tim Cook. And again, I don't care about the details. As if this card is only for foreign people that want to pay. No, that's not what it's for. I understand that now. Because Donnie told me today. Donnie presented it, remember, back in the beginning. You pay me $5 million citizenship, you start your business, whatever. No, that's not what it's for. It's for Tim Apple to have all foreign workers. Tim will pay $3-4 million, $5 million, whatever it is. And he's good for a while. That's what it is. Unbelievable. Trump just said that CNN's leaders are either corrupt or incompetent, should not be allowed to operate, should be sold, and he will likely be involved in the decision. A fucking right-winger bought it. Still ain't satisfied. This is the blueprint for American fascism in real time. Yeah, same thing Adolf did. Same, demonize the press, own it, buy it all up. You watch Leon and Vlad by Twitter. Zuck is owned by the Reich. Sindar's Google owned by the Reich. YouTube owned by the Reich. All of it. Everyone. The last 3-4 journalists that are pushing back a little bit, well, we got to get rid of that too. Again, they already got rid of the free press at the Pentagon. That's over. All wastes of oxygen now, not worth even listening to. Already succeeded there. Over. They're in the process of buying up all the TV networks. They almost have them all already. A right-winger already bought CNN and ruined it. Donnie ain't happy. You can't say one negative word. He wants all positive all the time. He is Kim Jong-un. He is Adolf Hitler. He is Vlad Putin. He is Xi. That's how they run their shit. You do not talk shit on dear leader. That's what Donnie is turning this whole world into. What hasn't been bought by a right-winger besides MSNBC? Nothing. That's all that's left. And even they're not that great anymore. There's a reason they've been doing that, son. They build an authoritarian Reich. Like Adolf. Donnie can't have dissent on television, can't have critique. Plus him personally, he was never a person that could take critique. He would hold a grudge for infinity over that. He's one of those snowflake Nero types. Like Leon. Donnie will mold the world to where it is illegal to critique the Reich. It is illegal to say fascism is bad. It is illegal to say dictatorship is bad. It's illegal to critique it all. You understand that's where it's going, right? It's already much of the way there. Can you clarify, you have called the affordability crisis as a democratic hoax, but you also want to make America affordable again? No, the word that they use is a hoax. No, it isn't. Because they're the ones that caused the problem. No, they didn't. They shouldn't be using that word because they're the ones that created the problem. Now, Donnie did with his tariff grift. And why does Donnie love tariffs so much? Why is it his favorite word? He just said it again yesterday. Because the money goes right in his pocket. No other reason to tank the entire U.S. economy, put a huge tax on U.S. citizens, take all the heat and backlash for that, unless you're a child. Pocket in the goddamn money. Only reason. I'm going to take a break for a moment and smoke a cigarette. So I must step out of the vehicle. I'll be right back. I'm back. Let's see, where was I? Okay, the affordability word is not a hoax. Donnie is grifting, and he's ruined the entire economy just like he did last time. On the seizure of the tanker, what happens to the oil on that ship? Well, we keep it, I guess. As if that wasn't the plan before you even knew it was a Reich, son. I'm talking to you, out there. That was always the plan. Donnie's acting like, well, I guess we'll keep it. Yeah, that's why the boat wasn't blown up. Obviously. Where does it go? Now Donnie's getting pissed because you're digging in to the thievery. Well, you have to follow the tanker. You know, you're a good newsman. Just follow the tanker. Get a helicopter and follow the tanker. Why can't you just tell us where you're going to put the stolen fucking oil, Donnie? You're so proud of it. Unfucking... Just... I said again before the election, I begged you people, the oligarchy, I said, do you want your shit to become Russia? Naked, blatant thievery, corruption. Google, did you enjoy Vlad taking your $100 fucking million, you fucking idiots? Was that a good experience for you? Did someone get their legs broke for that? They probably did. You think I don't know how many mobsters are up there in the high executive positions? In all companies, son? You think I don't know about legs being broke, arms being broke? I watched it happen. A guy named Rudy Prieto, who ran Trump Taj Mahal for a while. Came in a little broken up one day. That's because he did something wrong, son. And he's working for the mob. You think I don't know? Donnie gets pissed off. He already knew he was going to steal the oil before he won the goddamn election. He planned on doing it the first term. He didn't have the sycophants in place. Now he does. All full steam ahead. All systems go. Full Reich on Antichrist demonic steroids. That's what you're watching. In other words, Donnie knew where he was going to put the oil before he even stole it. And he's pretending like, you know, just follow the tanker. Or he could just tell us what you're going to do with the stolen oil. Mass deportations are a mechanism to funnel billions of public dollars to for-profit prison companies managing detention camps. This has been going on for years. That's why class and rubes, not that you care, and I'm talking to the rubes, they grab you. You say, I'm a U.S. citizen, I got a green card, whatever, I got a visa, whatever. They don't listen to it. They throw you in the van anyway because you're $1,000 to them. They take you to one facility. 9 hours later, they transfer you across the country. Then they transfer you again. Maybe another time before they deport you. That's 3-4 facilities that get to charge the government. And not the government, son. They don't pay the bill. You do! Idiots! So, one of the aspects of the evil in the image of Adolf Hitler, of roundups based on ethnicity, there's an added bonus grift to it. All kind of private holding facilities, concentration camps, if you will, get to charge the government for your stay. That's a grift, son. You paying that bill. Donnie posting about his gold card. Another grift. My God, if Biden fucking dared do this, you'd be rubbing shit in your own fucking face. The United States government, Trump gold card is here today. It has nothing to do with the government. It's a straight grift. Money going straight in Donnie's pocket. Get the fuck out of here. Just like the tariff money, you fucking morons. A direct path to citizenship for all qualified and vetted people. So exciting. Our great American companies can finally keep their invaluable talent. Live site opens in 30 minutes. What do U.S. companies have to do with it? Oh, Donnie's going to charge them straight up millions of dollars a year, or a month, or a week. This is the mob we talking about. I explained it to you before the election, all you rich cunts, that you'll be hearing this every 5 minutes, that you'd be the target. Now you're going to have to pay Donnie for all your foreign workers, on top of the tribute he's going to hit you up for now and then, on top of the things he wants you to finance for him. Standard protection racket, I explained it to you fucking cunts. At the top, if you want to do business, you pay Donnie. And if you pay Donnie once, if you pay the mob once, you pay them forever. More and more often. Until you go out of business. Maybe they take your whole business. Like Vlad. Like I explained to you before the election. I don't know. Again, everyone telling me and all the writing I see, this gold card is about one thing. Then when I hear Donnie talk about it, and Donnie writing about it today, it sure sounds like he's going to straight up charge companies for the right to have all foreign workers. Justin, Leon Scum says, no more white guilt. Here's the post. How many times was I doing live streams about politics over this past 10 years, and we'd get some bot or asshole because I mentioned slavery, or they brought it up. When are you going to stop being guilty for slavery? Because I'm white, they're saying that. Anyone who brings up white guilt, that argument, they are a Nazi, they are a racist, or they're a paid shill or bot, and the person behind them is a racist. White guilt isn't a goddamn thing. It's a racist Nazi talking point. Slavery happened. White people did it. White people bought black people from Africa, from other black people. They took them over to America. They whipped them, treated them like shit, killed them, made them fight in rings, sick dogs on them. Didn't pay them. I don't feel guilty about that because I had nothing to do with it. But it did happen. It's a part of this nation's history. Why do you want to hide that? Oh, because you want to, what's the word I'm looking for? You want to convince the world of some type of supremacy regarding white skin, when there's nothing supreme or supremacist about it. The white slave owners were just greedy cunts that didn't want to pay people for work. That's all. Nothing special. And since whites got the technology first, probably straight from the devil, they got to enslave the darker skinned peoples. That's all. No more white guilt, says the Nazi salute guy. I don't have white guilt. The only people that ever bring it up are straight up Nazis and racists, Alex Jones type people, white supremacists, white nationalists. Only people that ever bring that up. So if someone does bring it up, like this cunt right here, then that tells you what they all about. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, irrelevant. The second you bring up white guilt, I know what you is. And I ain't like you, and I ain't ever gonna be like you. I talked about this last night. This is Jim Stewartson. Why did Trump, Musk, and Miller all reference century-old pseudoscience about Nordics on the same day? I brought up Leon and Donnie bringing up the Nordic peoples on the same day, making the same argument. I didn't know Stephen Miller made the same argument the same day. What I was trying to say, what Jim's trying to say is this is a coordinated talking point that they planned on saying together. It's also a straight up Nazi talking point, Nazi rhetoric. That's why I mentioned it last night. Because Nordicism is the basis of the most racist immigration legislation of the 20th century and the inspiration for Adolf Hitler's race laws. Nordics, not shithole countries. Why did all three of them bring that up the same day? Rubes? I've been watching you get played like that for 20 years on social media. Where 3, 4, 5, 8 people, same talking point, same day, 9 out of 10 times it's in the right-wing grift machine. Much more rare on the left. Yes, the left coordinates talking points sometimes, but it's just not, it's not as disingenuous and evil as the right doing it. Why? Because when the right does it, it's often about things like this. Where they're preaching modern Nazism, they can't do it the same way Adolf Hitler did. It would be too obvious. They do it like this. Talk about Nordicism. Talk about white guilt. Talking about wanting immigrants from Norway, not Somalia. Pure Nazi rhetoric. I can spot it a mile away. Has Hegseth told you why he hasn't released the video of the second strike at Stani again? My God, he looks fucking horrible. No, he hasn't told me. Sure, Dottie, you didn't plan on never releasing this with Pete. I thought that issue was dead. No, Donnie, you wish that issue was dead because you're a mass murderer and now a pirate. He also would like the Epstein issue to be dead. Obviously, you haven't gotten the files yet, right, Rubes? Right. Like I said, this tape of the mass murder of those 2 men, it's turned into the new Epstein files. They're never going to release it. I told you when Hegseth said, we'll see. That should tell you all you need to know. You ain't ever going to see that. Why? Because that's evidence for The Hague. That's why. And they obviously worried about it. Donnie's getting real pissed about these questions. He even shut down the whole fucking thing at some point after a question like this. No, he hasn't told me. I thought that issue was dead. I'm surprised you bring it up. You must be CNN. You know you work for the Democrats. You're basically an arm of the Democratic Party. A right-winger bought CNN. Fuck you. Again, this is why your country's over. You allowed the politicians you vote for in the right-wing grift machine to do this instead of just answering the question. I thought that issue was that. No, you wish, again, You and Petey wish that issue was dead. I don't think it's going to die anytime soon, Donnie. Donnie's a mass murderer. It's said on his orders that day. I was just talking about this last night. You don't really see testimony from the Rubes anymore that their life is ruined because of their vote. Because I know why we haven't seen that many of these over the years in the grand scheme. We've seen thousands, but in the grand scheme, that's not that many. You're so ashamed, and you know how stupid you are, and you know how racist you are, and you know how evil you are. And you don't want the world to know that your literal choice has ruined your life, our country, and the world forever. This woman, though, she's hurting bad enough she got on CNN. My kids date, three-time Trump voter. 3-time, you say. Even after the coup, even after the grab him by the, even after all the Epstein stuff, even after the classified documents. What is wrong with you people? I told you they'd all be crying on our shoulder, right? We ain't even a year in, son. My kids' daycare went up. I can't afford the cost of food, using credit cards for everyday expenses. No money left after their bills are paid. Pretty much just a whole bunch of financial mess. I'm very, very let down because I feel like it's only gotten worse. You wanted it to be worse. That's what you voted for. Why you crying? You guys won the game. That's what you wanted, right? You didn't want actual policy or anything to help you. You wanted culture war and persecution and bullshit. You didn't want substance. You wanted thievery. You wanted to be conned. You wanted to be lied to. You wanted to be jailed. You wanted your family gassed. That's how goddamn stupid, brainwashed, ignorant, racist you are. What did you hear, class, in here? What's the point I always make about these? No remorse. No, I'm sorry for everyone he's hurt and I've hurt by voting for him. Just poor me. Let me cry on my shoulder. Let me cry on your shoulder, the very people I wanted hurt by this. I haven't seen many sincere conversions. I can think of maybe 2 off the top of my head that convinced me. Every other one? It's a perfect illustration of how you people, and you know who you are, only care when it comes to your door. I have no sympathy for this person. In fact, I despise them. Because they fucked up my life, too. In other words, you didn't just fuck up your life with your shitty vote, with your shitty soul, with your shitty character. You fucked up mine, too. Fuck you forever for that. Not just me personally. I'm just one person speaking for many. Because, son, again, the horrors that are already happening, wait till you see where this goes. Even you cunts that voted for it, I told you 10 years ago, we'd all be crying in the end, including you. You will be, I promise. Many of you crying already. This bitch is. Lucifer. If you support a pedophile, your opinion on morality is worthless. Indeed, why is Lucifer more Christ-like than you? Ever ask yourself that question? This is obviously some person who thinks being Lucifer online is funny. They don't understand what they're fucking with, but they make a lot of great points. I find this an interesting illustration. Look at him, Lucifer. Known account, big account. Says a lot of very interesting things. Why is what Lucifer's preaching more Christ-like than what your existence and what you're preaching? I don't see this Lucifer person preaching to round people up, to torture them, to steal oil boats, to mass murder, to be a traitor to one's nation, to be in league with Russia. If you support a pedophile, your opinion on morality is worthless. Indeed, that's why I don't debate you people. That's why I stopped it a long time ago. And anyone that voted for Donnie Shitbags, of course I stopped taking them seriously in any way, wouldn't take one piece of advice from them. Why would I? Because your opinion on anything is worthless. When you vote for a rapist, you vote for a mass murderer, you vote for an adjudicated fraud and defamer, you vote for Epstein's best friend, you vote for someone who staged a coup against this nation, you vote for someone guilty of espionage, stole 3,000 classified documents, re-stole them when he got the presidency back thanks to you. Back to the original question, why is Lucifer preaching more Christ-like than you? That won't go well for you with the man, you understand that. Again, where's all the Pizzagate people? Why are they so quiet? Lucifer again. He was on a roll today. Nothing says war on drugs quite like seizing an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, right, son? I'm just personally tired of us all pretending any of this is normal. We ain't calling it what it is, like Lucifer is. I thought this was a war on drugs, about saving people from drugs in America, even though none of the boats were ever coming to America, not even close. All lies. But then we're seizing oil tankers. What's that got to do with your... Oh, that's right. That was all bullshit. The rubes knew it. Everyone knew it. They're all disingenuous cunts. It's just about the Antichrist stealing Venezuela's oil. That's all it ever was. And of course, again, letting the cartels know, you pay us or you don't do business. I don't understand. Why does Lucifer get it and you don't? What does that say about you, son? It says you're worse than Lucifer. Even though he's not the real Lucifer. You know what I mean. This is a random commenter. Remember how they said the upcoming war in Venezuela was about drugs? And then they seized an oil tanker. Right. So what was it about the whole time? They're blowing up the other boats. They don't want the kilos of coke, alleged. I haven't seen any. They just say it's there, so okay to kill people. Then they seize an oil. That's not drugs. You didn't blow it up either. So what is all this about? What's it always been about? Oil. Thank you. This is Donnie talking about the rumors about him getting rid of Pete Hegseth and the puppy killer. And that, people didn't get this from nowhere. This is a very leaky ship. And Donnie might have said something to somebody. And the problem Donnie has with Christie is she's not cruel enough. She's not getting this Reich rolling fast enough. I read a story that I was unhappy with Pete because he was attacking drug dealers. I said that's not exactly right. I would say very much the opposite. Donnie and Pete planned this whole thing together. What the fuck is this? Pete Hegseth has been phenomenal. No, see, Donnie's not being truthful here, describing why people think he wants to get rid of Pete. Pete is a scandal magnet because he's evil. With the Signal Gate thing, so many things after that, the mass murder thing where he lied. Oh, I wasn't in the room. I had a meeting. Okay, with who? What was it about? How long was it? When exactly did you walk out the room? Oh, you don't have any of those answers? You're just lying. Never mind. Pete Hegseth has been phenomenal. I read a story that I'm unhappy with Christie. I'm so happy with her. Yes, Pete, Christie, Donnie loves you the same way he loves Leon and Margie Sporkfoot. Remember how close they were? Leon was his roommate. They were roomies. Then he was co-chancellor. Where's Leon now? Still big part of the Reich. Still causing a lot of problems. Just ain't in the White House, that's all. Margie Sporkfoot, literal integral, the highest MAGA woman I can think of. Foot up the ass. Called a traitor. Donnie now has a vendetta against her. So Pete and Christie, possibly your future. I've been saying for 10 fucking years. I said it again right before the election. Donnie throws everyone under the bus, and I mean goddamn everyone. And if him throwing Leon and Margie Sporkfoot on the bus don't show you that, and the other 97,000 people he's thrown on the bus that were, right-hand man or woman for a while, I've never seen nothing like it. I've never seen someone burn so many bridges so quickly. He just doesn't give a fuck. He has no friends. Every hand he shakes is someone he plans on fucking over. I'm not kidding. Just like Adolf. This is the lawyer again talking about Donnie's gold card. Genuinely agog at this, Trump's gold card application suggests they'll let people pay the U.S. in crypto after declaring anyone who has $1 million is inherently a person of exceptional business ability. All you have to do is have $1 million. It doesn't matter how you got it. Now you're of exceptional business ability. So come on in. Whew. A person of exceptional business ability who should be allowed to get an employment-based visa without a job. Now you don't even need a job for a work visa. Just as long as you pay Donnie. You fucking people that made this happen. Again, this motherfucker juggling 19 grifts a second. I never seen nothing like it. Holy fuck. This is brilliant. You rubes out there for so many years would talk your code talk, your racism. You molded it into this, one of your talking points. You ready? Those people on welfare and food stamps, they should be drug tested. We don't drug test congressmen, senators, and the president, though. You notice that? What is that argument code for? It's code for, well, only black and Latin and ethnic minorities get welfare. Whites are, they don't need welfare. So they should be drug tested because all black and Latin and ethnic minorities are drug addicts, right? Right, Rubes? As you're doing crystal meth right now? The hillbilly drug? That's what's behind the argument. Persecute the ethnic minority because they're taking all the welfare. That's what the right-wing grift machine and the rubes said, right? Jerk-offs. No, the majority of welfare goes to white people and millionaires. Overwhelming majority. Because we're a majority white country. For now. Then let's not even talk about Leon P. Thale Altman getting the dump trucks full of welfare. Not 150 a month for SNAP that the farmers and the roofs would talk shit on. Even though half of you are on welfare too. So the argument, the point's been brought up many times by the right-wing grift machine and you racists. Let's drug test people on welfare because they got to be black and Latin, right? They're not white. So they got to be on drugs. No, majority of welfare goes to white people. And white people do plenty of drugs. So if we're going to make that argument, if we're going to make that criteria, then let's make this one too. Based on you, your existence. Farmers should be drug tested every 90 days if they want a government handout. Yeah. If we want to do that, if they are doing that to ethnic minorities, that was the point of that. Why can't we do it to farmers too? They're taking a socialist handout. It's nowhere near enough, only 12 billion. He gave 40 to Argentina. And it won't bring their trading partners back. So they still fucked. And the majority of that 12 billion will go to, corporate farms anyway. You won't even get it. Because they want your land, son. They've been wanting it for a long time. How many Republican administrations have there been as your farms have been foreclosed upon? Because they don't give a fuck about you, son. They never did. They look at it as an opportunity to buy up those huge swaths of farmland that's been in your family for 19 generations. You dumbass idiots. In other words, you voted for the party that wanted to steal it from you. The liberals didn't want your land, son. They never did. You fucking idiots. So again, if we can make the racist-ass argument, because that's what I know for certain is behind every one of you who's ever made that argument. People on welfare should be drug tested. I mean, they're getting a whole $60 a month. Fuck you. Every person that's made that argument. How many of people that made that argument are on drugs they goddamn self? And I don't care if they legal or illegal, son. Xanax, all that bullshit you get from doctors. Stronger than street drugs. You fucking kidding me? I've met more psychos on Xanax in my fucking life and mood stabilizers. They don't seem to be stabilizing your moods, people. They seem to be turning you into fucking psychopaths. Not that you weren't before you took them. It's just more obvious when you on that shit. So yeah, if we can drug test, according to you, all the ethnic minorities on welfare, then I guess we can drug test the farmers that are going to get a lot more money than the ethnic minorities. We're just using your standard. What is this jerk-off doing over here? Pulled in, reversed like 90 feet back. Now I see his dumbass headlights I hate humanity. Do you know how many times I do this? For decades. Park in a parking lot. I park far away. Because I know how you cunts out there are. Open the door right into my shit. I've watched people do it right in front of me. I park miles away from people. Because I know how you all are. You don't give a fuck. You care fucking less. Do you know how many times there will be an entire parking lot and some worthless goddamn cunt human comes and pulls this far from my car? A whole parking lot, son. This happens over and over and over and over. What is wrong with you people? Take the goddamn hint. I, or anyone that does what I do, does not want your worthless fuck ass near me. Because I can't trust you not to fuck up my property. Because I've literally watched it before my eyes. I went to buy a vape one night. It's a little strip mall type place. It's got about 11 parking spaces, straight line right in front. I park at the very end, son, away from everyone. There's an entire parking lot. A young man and his gay friends pull this close to my car, open the door up, right into my car. I almost lost my goddamn mind. I yelled, "What the fuck?" The kid gets out, looks at me, sees I'm pissed off, comes around with his friend. "Why are you tripping, man?" I said, "You opened your door to my fucking car." "Well, you're not in the lines." I said, "Dude, there's a whole parking lot. You parked 2 inches away from me. Are you kidding me right now?" That's why I despise humanity. The devil, it's not just you, son. You people that do things like that. It's the devil, too. I know you don't understand that. I do. That was the devil trying to get me in some shit. There's no other explanation, son. Why a bunch of contractors will park 2 inches from me when there's a whole empty parking lot. Why some cunt young little child and his gay friends, when there's a whole parking lot, will park 2 inches from my car. That's why I despise humanity. You can't be trusted. I'm sorry. Now back to this. And the person's just still sitting there with the lights. Like I said, son, the devil. Now they creeping up. The devil, son. What changes do you want to see at CNN under new ownership? I'm not involved in that. I will probably be involved. I will probably be involved in the decision. It's imperative that CNN be sold. Again, this is the level of liar, grifter, bullshitter we're dealing with. I want to read that one more time. Sentence 1 and then sentence 2. The immediate sentence after that. I'm not involved in that. I will probably be involved in the decision. The next sentence, son! The next sentence. I'm not involved in that because that could get me in trouble, and I'm a little kid and I always deny everything at first when I get my hand caught in the cookie jar. I will be probably involved, though. Wait a minute, you just said you're not involved in the very next sentence, in the very next breath. You said you are involved. Again, this is the level of fucking liar and just abject criminal we're talking about. That saying that I often say, that people often use, in one breath you say this, in the next breath you say that. Donnie personified it. I've never seen such a thing. Have you? I'm not involved in that. I will probably be involved in the decision. We're at the end. If you were wondering whether Hegseth soldiers are willing to obey illegal orders, let's ask the ones who were last seen scurrying down ropes onto the deck of a Venezuelan oil tanker like Somali pirates. I found this at the end of the day. And when I saw it, I thought to myself, wow, that's what I thought of, Somali pirates, immediately. Jonesing to steal some oil as part of a unilateral, unprovoked act of war. One, what you're witnessing, no exaggeration, you're witnessing the building of a Reich, like Adolf Hitler built his Reich. First, he stole from the people within the country, the undesirables, the others. You always create an other. Stole from the Jews, whoever he locked up. Stole their homes, their property, their gold, everything. That's what you're witnessing. That's how Hitler built his Reich. Then he moved on to Europe and his neighbors and the entire world. He was in fucking Africa. He's fucking everywhere. You're witnessing the building of a Reich, the outright stealing of other people's resources. That's one. Two, what Donnie is doing, yes, is straight up piracy. Again, you rubes, you people, you made a movie about it. America, patriotism, these horrible Somali pirates that are attacking ships and trying to steal their cargo or the whole ship itself. Donnie, he's the Somali pirate now. So you're witnessing a Reich being built before your eyes in the image of Hitler, the same way Hitler did it, by stealing resources from others. You're witnessing piracy. You're witnessing mass murder, and this is just the opening ante. So many more will die. So much more will be stolen. Who can stop the American military? Who can make war with the beast? As far as the military, because that's the real point I wanted to make here. If you were wondering whether Hegseth soldiers are willing to obey illegal orders, I would put it this way. All those years, I and you were wondering if when that dystopian moment comes, if some Hitler Nero ends up being the leader of America and he starts using the military against us, will the military go along? I always wondered about that. If I would have had to guess, before we got to the apocalypse, I would have said, based on my experience in this world, I've already explained it to you, pretty much everyone I've ever met would stab their grandma in the back for an extra biscuit. That's the majority I've met. The overwhelming majority. So I applied that experience to the question and thought to myself, yeah, they go along. Why wouldn't they? The California deployment was the first test. You failed, military. Therefore, you've lost all my respect I've ever had. Taking troops from other states, from traitor states, sending them to non-traitor states. That is civil war. You failed the test. I despise you forever. And I was someone who respected the military, even though I've been a hippie my whole life. I respected police officers, even though I've been a hippie my whole life. I pretty much figured it would go this way. It went that way in 1939. Why wouldn't it go that way now? And all there has to be is just enough people that think they're going to get something out of it. That's all it takes. A minority. What I'm trying to say is, this person is just realizing now that the military will gladly perform illegal orders. I learned that back when Donnie deployed our military for the first time against us ever. And I'm not talking about riots and stuff. I'm talking, you know what I'm talking about. Deploy them against us. And you fucking know it. That was the moment I realized, even though I pretty much already knew, that all of you would go along. Therefore, you are the enemy. You are traitors to America, to the Constitution, to your fellow citizen that trusted you. You've lost every bit of respect I've ever had for you. And you didn't disappoint me. I wish you would have disappointed me. I wish you would have proved me wrong. So for me, the question was already answered during that first California deployment. And now we got DC, Chicago, just more and more just showing me, you're all traitors. You're willing to be the hand of Satan and the Reich. And that's what you young men, older men, admirals, generals, you have no concept of. You may have let the word God pass your lips, son. You have no concept of it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing what you're doing right now. Because whatever you saw on the battlefield, son, throughout your career, no matter how old you are, the man's going to do a million fucking times worse to you for being the hand of the Reich. And again, son, I'm much smarter than you. As of now, you're all traitors. Except for the ones that put the gun down, which ain't many. You're pirates, you're mass murderers, you've deployed against your own citizen, therefore you're traitors and the enemy to the United States and the citizenry here. You are the hand of the Reich, let alone the mass cunts working for DHS. Let's not even talk about them right now. The military has gone along from second one of the Reich. They haven't said no to shit. So my point is, we lost the military months ago. It's over. They're gone. And I knew once Donnie had that, once he made that happen, forget about it. And I talked about that before the election. Donnie will have the biggest hammer known to man. Nothing, again, nothing this earth has ever known as far as a military force can even remotely compare to the United States military, the amount of money, time, effort, training, and people put into it. Nothing even, I just nothing even close. That is at the Antichrist's disposal now. It's over. We going straight to Armageddon. Because, son, you think the devil? You think the imp? You think the Antichrist ain't going to use that? He's been dreaming of it since the beginning of time. The devil knew America would happen. He knew what the military would look like. He knew AI would happen. He knew the future. Not to the degree God does, but very close. He knew Jesus was coming. He knew Scripture before it was written. So, unfortunately, we lost the military months ago. And it ain't coming back. They ain't going to save us. Did the German military save Germany from Hitler? No. A few of them tried to coup, tried to kill him with a bomb. Didn't work. Because Hitler had the blessing. Just like Donnie has the blessing. Even though Donnie has the blessing, though, the military didn't have to go along. And the military could have ended this at any time. And again, no one would have to die. Everyone knows what Donnie's doing is illegal. Mass murder, piracy, deploying our own troops against us for no reason. No legitimate, not even close legitimate reason. Many illegal orders have already been given, illegal deployments. You all should have said no, and you should have just arrested him, and we should have just done this election thing over. I mean, in a real just world, after the coup, he would have been in prison and is stealing, 3,000 classified documents. But since you didn't do that and you wanted to give him a test run again, you could have arrested him the first time he deployed the military against American citizens. And that could have been your justification. And you didn't have to kill him. And, we could have just continued as America like we used to be. But you want full Reich, Mr. Military Man? I'm not talking about you ex-military. I'm talking about people in the military. You want full Reich, son? You ready to die for it? Because a lot of you are going to die for it. Full Reich is war, son. World War III. Who do you think's going to fight that? Fat-ass Donnie? Fat-ass Leon? Greasy-ass Pete? Pete Hegseth? Oh, no, son. You're going to be fighting it. The dumbass on DC streets, Texas fucking guard, talking to a real veteran who's been deployed, acting like you ain't doing something wrong when you a goddamn traitor to this nation. We lost the military on January 20. I knew we definitely lost them. The first deployment in California, we way beyond that, son. It's over. They ain't on our side. I'm sorry. I figured it would go that way. Again, most humans stab their grandma in the back for an extra cracker. Just the way it is. Have a wonderful evening.